folks, All Out the One here. Welcome to another video. Today we're having a look at a flashlight I recently purchased. I like my equipment quite small, but still able to perform adequately for what I need it to do. And this Valeno Designs Quantum D2 certainly fits the bill. Previous to this light, my smallest, most powerful flashlight was the DQG Fairy. If you want to have a look at the video review of that, please click up here. The Fairy is definitely smaller. In fact, let me just make a size comparison. The DQG is probably about 1.5 centimeters longer. Alongside the length, the D2 is slightly wider as well. So yes, it is a bigger light, but you get a lot of advantages with the extra size. So first up, let's talk a little bit about the design. Now, some have likened this to a suppository, and I kind of agree, it does look like something like that. But also at the same time, it looks a little bit like something you'd see in Star Wars, little lightsaber or something like that. Cool design. As you can see, it has a hole there for keychain attachment. I've been wearing this around my neck for about 3 days now, and it sits there nice and comfortably. Also has these two holes here on either side, and you can insert a small tritium vial, and you'll see it from the side, which is definitely a nice touch if you're into your tritiums. I do have a couple of trits installed on the DQG Fairy and have been wearing it as pocket carry, but I've decided not to have tritiums on this one. Number one, I'm a little bit dubious about having a radiation source so close to my sensitive parts. So yeah, just kind of didn't like that to some extent. Furthermore, if you travel by air, then in some countries they have kind of radiation detectors, and in the long term I was worried about travelling with it, but more so just because I don't want to expose myself to radiation unnecessarily. Now obviously, supposedly the levels of radiation emitted from a tritium marker are negligible. I mean, they're widely available, also used as fishing aids to attach to the end of your rod to see if you've got a bite at night, for example. You can see the tritium bobbing up and down if you've got anything on the end of the line. So I understand that they actually, it's relatively a safe form of radiation unless you inhale the gas from inside the vial by accident, or unless it gets into your bloodstream. But supposedly your skin should be sufficient to stop radiation permeating your body from these tritium vials. But I've decided to wear this in a neck carry configuration. I would have done so with the Fairy, but obviously that's made out of brass, and technically that can give you exposure to lead. Even just touching it through your skin, you will absorb lead from the brass. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just cautious about these things, and rather on the side of caution. But anyway, enough of my ramblings about safety. Let's get back to the light. So, great little form factor here. I do kind of like the look of this. Stainless steel body, so there should not be any problems with durability. That was another issue with the Fairy. It's made out of brass, and I didn't want to put it on a keychain because I thought it would get scratched up pretty quickly. And yeah, just was worried about the general hard wearing ability of the DQG Fairy. I still rate that light. I do still think it's a great light and would definitely recommend one, but I just wanted something that I could wear on my body at all times without having to worry about anything like that. So anyway, as we can see, we have these fins at the back here, which are decorative as well as providing a way to mount your tritiums, as I said. And then you've got these grooves along the main body here, and that's just to help you get a grip so you can easily twist it on and off. Has a very good quality lens in there, and a spherical which is slightly cloudy to give you a perfectly diffused beam. If we go ahead and have a look at the threads now, that's another great thing about this light. There are a ton of threads on it, so definitely should keep everything in there nice and secure. As you can see, O-ring sealed as you'd expect. Takes one 10180 lithium 3.7 volt battery. The battery comes with the light, and you also get a charger for it, which I'll show you in just a second. Inside there you have the black square in the middle, which is the QTC quantum tunneling composite pill, which basically allows you to vary the output of the light. The way it does this is basically as you screw down, the slightly spongy material of the QTC pill becomes compressed, and as it does so, resistance is lowered and therefore output is increased. Essentially, you can remove the pill. It's simply attached there. It's slightly magnetic, so you can literally just pull it off there, and it will just run as a high output flashlight, as in you won't be able to vary the output, it will just go straight to high. Some brass heat sinking elements in there, so you probably won't be able to overheat this light very easily. The fact that it has got so many threads on there means that I feel a lot safer about putting this onto a keychain, for example. Just the build quality is definitely very high. I doubt you'd be able to break this light easily. Loads of threads there, as you can see. When I got the light, the threads felt a bit gritty, and there seemed to still be dirt in all the grooves, so I cleaned it up thoroughly with a toothbrush, took all the silicone grease off the threads, and yeah, just cleaned it all up, re-lubed it, and now it feels very smooth. The fins at the back here, as well as the knurling on the side here, very precisely machined. However, they seem to have quite sharp edges, and it was causing a bit of discomfort after, you know, a bit of use, especially at the beginning when I was playing with the light a lot. It seemed to dig into my fingers. Also, when I was wearing it around my neck, it was kind of scratching me a bit on my chest. So basically, I took a bit of sandpaper, started off with a 600 grit, worked up to a 2000, just to remove all the sharp edges, and now it feels lovely and smooth, yet still gives you plenty of grip. As I said, the light also comes with a charger, which makes charging the unit very, very easy. Simply take the battery out, stick it in there, plug that into a USB port. If you're around computers a lot, you'll always have a way to power up the light. I really like the design of this charger, well thought out. There's a light there that comes on when it's charging and turns out when it's finished charging. Takes approximately 40 minutes maximum to get your battery to full capacity. So here are the operating instructions. Turn the tail clockwise to turn on and increase brightness. Turn tail counterclockwise to dim and turn off. Turn tail counterclockwise all the way to replace battery. Light on the charger will turn off when battery is fully charged. Please insert battery as shown, yada yada. Package includes one stainless flashlight, 10180 lithium ion rechargeable battery, one USB charger, one spare O-ring and two triangular keyrings. Yep, so it comes with a full package, which is nice, as my DQG Fairy didn't come with anything, and everything had to be purchased separately. So now a look at the light in operation, the moment you've all been waiting for. As you just heard, simply twist to turn on, and the further you twist, the brighter it gets. So we'll just get it on at the moment. There you go. That is actually on now. Probably the smallest lumen output of a torch that I've seen so far. Absolutely minuscule. I mean, you can literally at night see about that far ahead of you. So literally, if you're reading something on a page, that would be perfect if you wanted to preserve your battery. So as I said, the more you twist, brighter it gets. So we'll just go up to full brightness now. There we go. Bonkers lumens output. That is actually 120 lumens. So in this highest mode of 120 lumens, the battery runtime is about 8 to 10 minutes. So not much really. But actually this is a huge amount of light coming out of a torch this size. Bonkers output. Now let's have a look at the real world capabilities of this light. And here's a little beam shot of the Quantum D2 up to full power. And that's what the ground looks like about 10 meters in front of you. Pretty damn bright. Plenty of light to walk around in the woods at night, although on this output you've only got about 10-minute runtime. In those shots of the light in use in the woods, I've got to say that the camera does not do this thing justice. When you've cranked this up to full, you can see clearly things up to about 50 to 100 meters away. I'm not even joking. Okay, let me retract that actually. Let's not say that far. Let's say 50 to 80 meters. Obviously you won't be able to see things super clearly, but the outline definitely. When walking around in the woods at night on full, I mean, you can literally move quickly through the woods and you'll be able to see everything clearly in front of you, enough so that you won't stumble. When I ramped the level down to a usable amount of light, which was I'm estimating roughly 20 to 30 lumens, so basically enough light to see in front of you on the path, but you know, it's not lighting up the whole forest. Let's see, so that would be about, yeah, let's say about this much light. So I was walking around for about half an hour with the light on this much, putting out this many lumens, and yeah, that was perfect for like walking around. As I said, you probably wouldn't want to run with it through the woods on this level, you'd need a bit more light for that, but for a good walking pace this was fine to see the path ahead of me. After that half an hour of use, I then tried to crank it up to the full lumens output again, and it still had enough juice in it to give me full power. So in real world usage, you know, you probably get a couple of hours of use on a lower level of about 20 to 30 lumens. So as an EDCer, this is perfect. And when you really want to light up the woods ahead of you, or just blind some badgers, which is as you know, a favourite pastime of mine, only joking, then this does the trick nicely. Comparing it to the output of the DQG Fairy, it's definitely a brighter light. This is partially due to the fact that there is no reflector or a spherical lens in the Fairy. It's more of a mule light, so this gives you a huge wide angle throw, which is useful for certain purposes as well, but just doesn't have the reach of the D2. Sorry. On full, I would estimate that the D2 probably has about 40 to 50% more throw, and outputs probably 20 to 30% more light at the LED than the Fairy. Just for you flashaholics out there, here's a little side-by-side beam comparison. Both of these are on full now. As you can see, the angle of the Fairy is absolutely massive, whereas the Quantum D2 has a much narrower beam profile. But this throws, as I said, about 40% further than the Fairy. And as I said, about 30 to 40% brighter on the spot. On the downside, this light has one negative, which is the only weakness in the design as far as I can see, which is the use of the quantum tunnel composite pill. I have read on certain forums, candle power forums, go check that out if you want to get in-depth reports on any flashlight. Yeah, as I said, the pill will eventually degrade over time, so that can be an issue. I've read that some people have had this for a couple of years and they haven't had a problem, whereas other people have had it for a few months and it has ceased to function properly. As I said, should that be the case, the QTC pill can always be removed and you can simply have a one mode full lumens flashlight. I can't yet comment on you know, longevity of this product, as I've only had it for about a week now, so have yet to still assess its full potential. Initial impressions though are that it's a very good bit of kit. As I said, I would have no qualms about keeping this on a keychain, getting banged about on there. I can't see that as being an issue for this light. So sometimes I am willing to sacrifice size for performance, and this, in comparison to the DQG Fairy, I'm definitely happy to make that compromise. So let's just have another look at that ramping up to full brightness again. Bananas bright for a light of this size, definitely. By the way, for DQG Fairy owners, I actually removed the QTC pill out of this, stuck it in the Fairy, and it worked. So that's interesting. So that means potentially you can insert one of those little pills into any flashlight to give you the full brightness control of the Quantum D2. No need to tell me, I realise that this was an ultra geeky review of the light. Probably won't be of much interest to most people, but as you know, I'm a bit of a torch addict and I'm definitely loving this one. Well, that's it. I've rambled on for long enough. At this stage, I would definitely recommend this light. Cool form factor, bonkers brightness. You know, I mean, it's definitely competing with your Phoenix E05s, way brighter than that. Brighter than the Phoenix E05 2014 version with the 3 modes. Brighter than your mini mag lights for sure. Way brighter than all your photon style flashlights. good price point, and as I said, I've got no qualms about the durability of this product. I reckon it will last a long time. So that's the Quantum D2 by Valeno Designs. Thanks for watching. This is All Outdoor One, signing out for now. Take care.